Hello, everybody. This is another episode of Max One on One. I'm here with, what a great musician, Kurt Frolich. He's so kind. He's a very sweet guy, and he gave me a few minutes to interview him. And how you doing, Kurt?
I'm doing great, Max. Thanks for having me,
What
man.
I wanted to start is with when you joined LA Guns, in last year in May, almost a year ago. And that was the M3 festival was like your first concert, right?
Well, that was the first show, and initially that was going to be the only show.
Oh, really?
And what happened is Steve Riley went. They were looking for a singer, so he went online and kind of did research and was looking for a guy. And I got a call from my friend Jason Green out of Las Vegas, and he messaged me and said. Asked me if I was interested in possibly singing with LA Guns with Steve Riley's lineup, and I said, yeah, it's possible, So, long story short, Steve gave me a call after I think he did a lot of research on me online and stuff, and he kind of knew who I was in the circle of people that we all play with, and offered me the gig.
Very nice.
And then we just had that one. We had that one M3 show on the books, and we did the show, and it went really well, and from there, it just kind of snowballed from there.
Okay, and how long did it take for you to learn the songs, and get ready for the show? Because probably you didn't have much time, right?
I didn't have a lot of time, but we did a 45-minute set, so I can't remember how many songs we did, say 9 or 10 songs. But, I went to school on a bunch of this stuff, and the way I kind of learn material since I've been a musician since I was 16. So I just do a little bit every day, and I think if I just keep pounding at it instead of if you try and cram too much into a short time, it's harder. So, I went to school on it for about 3 months, just a little bit every day, and I'd listen to it constantly. But I grew up on listening to LA Guns, those first 3 records. So I knew the songs in my head. I just had to learn them vocally, learn all the lyrics, and then I play rhythm guitar also, so I had to learn all the rhythm guitar parts too, which
wow.
I knew some of them on guitar, but yeah, it definitely took some homework. Yeah, sure. I played in different cover bands, I played in original bands, so learning other people's songs is kind of something I've done my entire life, really.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just the hardest part is if you're playing guitar and singing.
Okay.
It's just coordinating the two together, and to me it's just repetition. I just do it over and over and over till it slowly becomes muscle memory.
Very good, very good. And right now at the back of my screen we're watching images. I'm seeing images of the M3, the previous show from last year, and you look very natural. You look very comfortable. Because the crowd there at the M3, how it is very intimidating. It's a huge crowd. There are a lot of people that they go there to see different bands, not only elegance. Probably but you look very comfortable. You talk to the crowd. Like natural. So to me, you nail it.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, I've always been an LA Guns fan, so
Okay.
I kind of see it from the fan standpoint. Me not being the original singer and not being an original member of the band, I understand it. Everyone wants to see and hear the original singer, the original, of course, all the original members. But if it's not possible, or if that's not the case, I just want to. I'm not trying to be somebody else. I have to be myself.
Exactly.
And from a fan standpoint, I'm like, I just want to give them a show.
Yeah.
I kind of put them in their position because I am a fan. So I'm like, what would I want to see? That's kind of the standpoint I take.
Yeah, I was there actually. It looked like you played in that band for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So it was.
I agree.
It was. You were cohesive. You were. You melt. With the band. You didn't look like external. So you kind of merged very well. And I was impressed that was your first show. With the LA Guns live. So congratulations.
influence on my music career. So
Hmm.
I, some of the elements from LA Guns I have taken in my career up to this date. So it was, and I just had a good time, and I love playing
Yeah.
those songs. They're great songs.
Awesome, awesome. How's to play, with these monsters, these legends, Steve Riley, Kelly Nichols, and of course Scott Griffin. He used to be the bass player, and now he's the lead guitar. That's unbelievable, man. How
Yeah,
do you feel? Yeah.
Scotty Griffin is great, man. He's got a great work ethic too, man. So when it came to like he's learning the guitar parts, he just he went to school on it, same approach that I did. We ran in kind of the same circles in Las Vegas together, so
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
we're kind of cut from the same cloth.
Awesome, awesome. And what about Kelly Nichols? So he's amazing, man. He's
Yeah,
he.
man, he's such the cool element of LA Guns, man. Especially doing this new record. He really has a smart standpoint of what is cool and what like isn't. That's kind of how I see. And
Yeah.
he's a smart songwriter, and
Okay.
he's a smart musician. Yeah, yeah.
Talking about that, I was checking the Facebook page from LA Guns. It's official LA Guns, facebook.com/official LA Guns. Um, and I saw that back in November you started to record a new album, and it took 7 days only for you guys.
It's a crazy story. So I'll start from the beginning. What happened is, from the M3 show, I guess, the show went really well, and we got offered a record deal, and we were as shocked as anybody. And we had from all our different careers, and we all live in different corners of the country. We were like, this is the time frame we have to do it. And, it's, as it's not like it was back in the 80s where you get this big budget, open-ended budget to go and make a record, and you pick your producer and they put all the money in promotion. So we had timelines we had to fit into. So I flew out from Orlando to LA, and Kelly flew from New York, and Scotty flew from Vegas, and we all met up in Hollywood, and we rehearsed for 2 days.
Wow.
But before this, we picked all of songs that we have written, or some new songs were written also, and we went to school. We did as much homework as we could, for a couple months, and then we rehearsed and we jammed. We came up with new stuff, and it really was a 4-person. We 25% put in our ideas, and it really was a team effort. So we rehearsed for 2 days, and then we went into the studio and we played live together.
Wow.
We played live together, and we put down all the tracks. We were in the studio for 7-8 days.
Wow.
And we finished everything, and then they mixed for a few days. Everyone flew back to where they were going. They mixed for a few days. They emailed some mixes, and June, our producer, he was amazing over at Stag Street Studios, and he just finished working on.
That's awesome.
On the Tool record.
Okay.
And so he was. It was great to work with him. He was really knowledgeable, and he was a big part of the team. But yeah, man, we just worked our asses off for
that's amazing.
And total team effort. Different people's ideas. We were open to everything, and
nice.
It's just a straight ahead rock record. And what's cool about how fast we did it, in my opinion, is it's not too polished. It's just
rock and roll.
It's just a solid rock record,
yeah.
And it's got hooks. It's got
nice.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it's only rock and roll, but I like it, bro. But
yeah, exactly.
How was your participation in terms of composing, writing lyrics? Did you have the opportunity to do that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I wrote a lot of lyrics for it, and everybody did. Everybody wrote lyrics to certain songs, and everyone came up with the writing of music of each songs. Like Scotty's got some songs on it, and Kelly does, and we all do. It's all equal parts. We all brought songs to the table that are going to be on the record.
Very cool. Very cool. And
Yeah,
now, can you tell me a little bit more about the record, or is it still a secret? Like
we're
number of
keeping it very
tracks?
secret.
Okay.
I've yeah, and Golden Robot Records is our label, and they're putting
Okay.
it out, and it's going to be released. I am told it's going to be released before M3. So
Oh, now a festival. You might play some new songs.
I don't know. Anything could happen, but I know that I was told the record's coming out before M3. I don't know. Well, like in my opinion, like if we have new music, it'd be cool to play it.
That
Something
would be
new.
awesome,
But
man. Yeah.
of course, LA Guns has a catalog of
Yeah.
lots of great songs.
Yeah, and also people
You know,
want to listen.
we want to play the hits. People want to hear the hits.
Exactly.
Too, the stuff they remember.
That's what it's all about. But anyways,
Absolutely.
I'm always open to new music, so I love to see how a new song sound alive. But that's me. I like to talk a little bit about your career, your beginnings. I was surprised because yesterday, I posted, like a promo about this interview, and a friend of mine told me that before the Underground Rebels, you had a band called The Loving Dead, correct?
Yes,
So,
that
can
is
you tell me a
correct.
little bit about it? Because I love the Underground Rebels. That band is so powerful. I don't know if you're still together, recording here or there, but for what I see and what I listen, through the years, I think it was a really, really powerful band. So,
Well, thank you.
what happened with the Loving Dead? So, it's like a different version of the Underground Rebels, or
The Loving Dead. We did an album in the late '90s in Canada,
okay,
and we were searching for a record deal up in Canada. And then we got a management company that moved us down to Las Vegas,
uh-huh,
and as the Loving Dead, and we tried to get a deal down there, and it just didn't happen. And then after a while, we changed it. The sound changed a little bit,
okay.
so we changed the name to the Underground Rebels, and then we continued on from there.
Okay, very
But
cool.
it really was just a name change, and the sound changed a little bit. But
So same lineup, same. You change a little bit, probably. Sound like, but the sound, but the same lineup and same guys. Like working together, basically, right?
our drummer from Canada moved back to Canada because we were, we didn't have a visa at the time.
Gotcha.
And it was like, okay, well, we got to get, we couldn't work. So it's like, and our management, they were an internet company, and then that big internet company.com boom crashed. And then, so we didn't have management anymore, and he ended up going back to Canada. And then we got the drummer from the Blue Man Group, Todd Waitzig, started playing drums with us. So it all worked out pretty good.
Yeah, so you had there are two songs that I like. Well, one is You, and the other one I can't remember right now.
We had a song called "Do It Again" that got a little bit of attention, and
Do It Again.
Yeah. It's funny, we used to meet with record execs back in, this was the 90s, late 90s, and they would hear that song and they'd be like, that's a hit song.
Wow.
But, but this was, when melodic rock and guitar solos, it wasn't cool. It wasn't that.
Yeah.
And they go, but, we already have this band out with opening for Kiss, and they're not breaking, and blah, blah, blah. And we'd be like, you just said it's a hit song.
That's
but nothing ever happened with it.
I mean,
Faster Pussycat was a great experience to me. Mm-hmm. It was the same kind of snare. I was playing Brent Muscat was playing in the Underground Rebels. He was a guitar player in my original band.
Oh, wow.
And
I didn't know that.
yeah, and we played, we used to play at a place called the Dive Bar in Las Vegas. We played a weekly gig there, and we played like half originals and then throw some covers in, like some Sex Pistols or, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was the anniversary, I can't remember, I think it was the 25th year anniversary for Faster Pussycat for their first record.
Yep.
And he reached out to the original guys and wanted to do like kind of like a reunion tour and everything. And he reached out to Tammy, and Tammy had his thing going, so he didn't want to do it. And then, so after we contacted everyone, he came back to me and said, okay, I got a few of the guys on board, but Tammy doesn't want to do it. Do you want to sing? And I was like,
what?
I was a little skeptical at first. I was like, because I had the Underground Rebels going too, but I was like, yeah, because I love that whole genre, the LA Guns, Faster Pussycat, and so, and we needed a guitar player, and I go, I know the guy, so I called up my friend Todd Kearns. He plays with Slash now.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And he played guitar with us, and it was just a good time, man. The band sounded great.
Do you want to say something to the fans? Because I'm gonna have a podcast with them for the fans that are going to that they bought the tickets and they're gonna see you. This May, I think it's May the 2nd. You want to say something to them, or that this I think it's gonna be great for them to hear something from you.
Yeah, all the guys are really excited to play that show, and what's going to be great about it is the album is going to be out, and we're really going to be pushing. It's going to be such a vibe, man. It's M3 is like the greatest 80s rock and roll festival of the year, and we're super happy to be a part of it. And last year, all the fans there, I want to say, man, from a personal standpoint, I know I was coming into the gig with LA Guns, and I'm not the original guy, and they really accepted me with open arms, and everyone was so cool, man.
People standing up, dancing, like cheering, the band, like they were, having a great time. So I was a witness. You did it, what I'm saying? Because not anybody can feel that, spot. And like I said at the beginning of the interview, you had this, freshness, like you say, like you are a fan of LA Guns, so you understood, how to deliver a performance that will be accepted by the fans, and I think you nailed it, buddy.
Thanks, Max. And even that, like after the show, just talking to everybody and meeting everybody, how down to earth and cool everyone was, and it's such a community, and man, I just really appreciate it. I appreciated everybody.
Awesome. Let's talk about the upcoming shows. So you have something. In March. You have a couple of dates with LA Guns, right?
Yeah, we got a 3-day run in March coming up, starting on March 19th.
Okay.
We're playing the Mohegan Sun Wolf's Den in Connecticut on March 19th.
Okay, and then March 20th, you're going to New Jersey. On the 21st, you're going to Pennsylvania. Then April, you're going to Vegas, Arizona, and then you hit the M3 here at Columbia, close to Baltimore, right?
Yep. M3 on the 2nd, and then the 3rd we're playing in Virginia Beach at Elevation 27.
Nice. Kurt Frolic, anything else that you want to add? Anything else that I'm forgetting and you want to say, even to the fans or anything?
I just want to thank them for being open-minded, man, and just enjoying rock and roll.
Awesome.
It's just plain and simple. We're just making music and going out and play some rock shows this summer, and going to put a record out, and we hope to see all you guys out there. Just make sure to come and say hi to us.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much, Kurt Frolic, for this interview. Thank you so much for your time. I'm looking forward for a follow-up interview, probably at the M3, the press room. God bless you and peace out. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you in person, Max.